Hi everyone, how are you? Today I'm going to show you the best method I know for rooting cuttings of practically any plant you have at home or in the garden. And when I say any, I mean any. It's a method almost no one talks about, but it makes perfect sense. And the best part is you won't need to use any special rooting agent. No lentil water or strange concoctions. What we're going to do is create the perfect conditions for the cuttings to root on their own. If you then wish to use a rooting agent, it will help you to accelerate the process. But this method works with just water and is suitable for rosemary, lavender, jasmine, mint, sage, pothos, rose bushes, fig trees, tomatoes, lemon trees, and orange trees. An almost endless list. Today we'll use a large water bottle, about 5 or 6 liters, like those bought at the supermarket. In some areas, it's called a garrafa, a large bottle, or simply a water bottle. The important thing is that it's transparent and easy to cut. Many people were asking me for a simpler method than the propagation system that I showed in another video. So today I'm bringing you this smaller and more manageable version, perfect to make at home with materials that we all have on hand. The first thing we have to do is create a small water reservoir at the bottom of the bottle, about 6 centimeters in height. It's important not to make any holes in the base, as that will serve as our water reservoir. Above that water storage area, we will leave another 6 to 8 centimeters of space for the substrate. On one side, precisely at the level of those 6 centimeters, we will then make a small hole. This small hole will serve to let out any excess water and also to allow air to circulate. We don't want the water to reach all the way up because that could rot the cuttings. Now we're going to cut the top section of the bottle but not detach it completely. We want it to remain like a lid, attached on one side, forming a hinge so we can open and close it easily. If you mark the cut with a marker first, it will be cleaner. We're not going to use the screw cap. We want the inside to breathe well. For the substrate, you can use river sand, which is highly recommended because it drains very well and contains no salts. If you only have beach sand available, you can use it, but make sure to wash it several times to remove the salt. You can also use perlite, vermiculite, or a specific mix for cuttings. Any of these options works perfectly. Once we have the sand completely inside, we then cover the small side opening with a small piece of cotton, only to ensure the sand does not escape. Now we place the cotton, and using the same sand, we position it ideally. Next, we finish placing the remaining sand up to the mark we had previously made. The cotton allows water and air to circulate, but prevents the substrate from escaping. Then, we fill the bottom with water until it starts coming out of that small side hole. At that moment, we'll know the water level is exactly where we want it. Check that the small hole isn't blocked, because if it is, the inside will overfill and the cuttings could rot. Now, let's move on to the cuttings. In this case, I'm going to use rosemary, which is one of the most rewarding plants to start with. The ideal cutting size will be about 10 to 15 centimeters long. It doesn't need to be as thick as a pencil. It just needs to be a healthy, semi-woody twig, not too green and not too hard. Remove the leaves from the bottom section, leaving only the ones at the top. If you wish, you can apply a little natural aloe vera gel to the base of the cut, as it helps it to heal and prevents infections, but it's not mandatory. Then we stick the cutting in the sand, avoiding the bottle's bottom. Remember that the water is in the last 6 centimeters, so the cutting should be just above the hole's level, in the area where the sand is moist but not waterlogged. This system functions due to capillary action. Water from the bottom slowly rises through the sand, maintaining a constant and ideal moisture level for the cuttings to begin rooting without rotting. There are 2 key points you mustn't forget. First, never allow the water at the bottom to dry out completely. Check it from time to time and refill if it's necessary. And second, do not use organic rooting agents such as lentil or rice water, or similar, because without drainage, it will quickly become full of mold. If you want, you can use a liquid rooting agent, but never an organic one, to avoid future problems. You also need to place the bottle in a bright location. but without direct sunlight during the middle of the day. In the morning or late afternoon, it can receive some sun, but at midday, it's best to avoid it because the interior heats up a lot, and you could literally cook the cuttings. If you live in a very hot area, it's best to leave the lid open like a normal pot. If the weather is mild or cool, you can keep it closed to help retain moisture. You can even place a small stone on top so the lid doesn't close completely. The secret of this system is maintaining the right temperature and humidity. We need an environment with 80 to 90% humidity and a mild temperature around 20 degrees Celsius, about 68 Fahrenheit. You don't need to be exact or have a thermometer. You just need to place the bottle in a well-lit, temperate, and draft-free location. The most important thing is that the sand never completely dries out and the cutting remains in a stable environment. And now we come to the most important thing of all, patience.
Don't keep pulling out the cuttings every few days to see if they've rooted. If you do, you'll break the new roots and the cutting will suffer. Leave them alone for at least a month, even 2 or 3 if it's cold. As long as you see the leaves on top stay green, everything's fine. Once they finally root, you can transplant them into the ground with complete peace of mind. By the way, before we finish, I want to recommend something we always use on the channel, and it gives fantastic results. A natural antifungal, very easy to prepare, perfect for preventing fungi on your cuttings. You'll only need 1 liter of water and just a pinch of cinnamon powder. The process is very simple. Pour the cinnamon into the liter of water and stir it well until it is completely dissolved, with no lumps. Then we pass the mixture through a clean cloth or a fine filter to remove any dust that could clog the sprayer. And there you have it, our natural antifungal is ready. We apply it with a sprayer directly onto the cuttings every 3 to 5 days to keep them protected from fungi and bacteria. This small step helps a great deal to maintain healthy cuttings, prevents the appearance of mold, and significantly improves the rooting percentage. And there you have it. With just a simple water bottle and a little bit of sand, you can easily make a mini homemade cutting propagator, a kind of self-watering pot specifically designed for your plant cuttings. Using this clever system, you'll be able to reproduce rosemary, lavender, sage, jasmine, mint, roses, fig trees, tomato plants, citrus, practically anything you wish. It's a simple, economical, and very effective method. Also, being small, you can easily move it and control humidity without complications. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments which plant you're going to try first. A very special greeting to all of Latin America who follow us so very much, and of course to all Spaniards and to everyone around the world. We'll see you in the next video, and may you have very good cuttings.